joining us, we have Tori Cox from the Watauga County Farmers Market. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, the Farmers Market is one of my favorite things about the High Country because it means summer is here and it's just a great place to go and hang out on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite way to start out the weekend, and especially before I was working there, to get up in the morning and go and see all your friends and get your produce for the week and get really excited about what's fresh, what can I cook this week, what ideas do I have for meals, and just talking, getting to know people is just, it's really, our tagline is we've been Boone's Town Square since 1974, and I really feel like that's the case on Saturday mornings when everyone's there connecting.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Such a fun way to spend a Saturday morning. And you guys just opened about 2 weeks ago, correct?
Yeah, our opening day was on May 3rd. So we've had two Saturdays so far, and they have gone fantastic. I feel so proud of our community and just the amount of people that have come out to support us this year already. We had almost 1,800 guests on the first Saturday,
Wow.
so it was great. We were really lucky to have a beautiful sunny day, our first day, and even when it's not beautiful and sunny, everyone still comes out and supports us, so it's really great.
Yes. Awesome.
So you said 1974. How much has this grown since it's been going? How have you seen this grown?
Well, I actually am not able to answer that.
Okay, since you've been there.
Yeah, well, since I've been there, I came into the market 3 years ago, and it was already large and well established. Mm-hmm. We are one of the largest tailgate markets in Western North Carolina. I say we're one of the largest and liveliest because a lot of times we hear people say, "Oh my gosh, your market is my favorite market. Like, I love to come.
Awesome.
I will come here just for this market." So currently we have about 65 vendors coming this year, and it was about that size when I arrived here. Okay. But we have added food trucks this year, which is really exciting to be able to have hot food for the first time at the market. It's the first time we've been able to offer that part of what people really want, and that's another exciting thing. You can come and have breakfast while you're at the market.
That's wonderful. Talk about some of the things that the vendors have.
Okay, we have amazing vendors. We have tons of local produce. A lot of it is organic. We have bakers doing breads, and then we have bakers doing sweet things and pastries. We have a really delicious goat cheese vendor. We have some people who do Moravian chicken pies, and there's a lot of little specialty items like that the vendors are doing. It's a great place if you need gifts to find really quality local art that's really unique. There's people doing artwork and photography and jewelry. And then we also, for those people that are really interested in local food, we have a lot of like meat vendors, and you can get chicken and pork and beef and those sorts of things. So. Yeah.
I went last year for the first time, and I've lived here all my life. And I got some absolutely gorgeous sunflowers up there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what my kitchen's done in, so they looked perfect in there.
I should have mentioned the flowers.
That's all right. I love sunflowers.
There are so many things, it's hard to remember them all.
Absolutely. So. And you have a kids' corner as well.
We do, yeah. We are really lucky to have a nonprofit called Farmin that works closely with the farmers market, and they do a kids' corner and kids' activities most weeks at the market. Every other week is a kids mini market where the kids get to come and sell their items to the customers, so they get to be little practicing vendors, you know. And we have some kids that have done really well. It's extremely popular. It's growing in popularity, and we're really grateful for the volunteers that put that together.
Absolutely. So what kind of things did they sell?
Well, a lot of them do little plants and crafts and things like that. We have had a child come before who actually had published a book and was selling her book, which was really amazing. We have another really talented child who comes and he carves wooden pens, which are really popular as gifts too. So we really have some talented, amazing kids coming and selling at the mini market.
Absolutely.
Sounds great. So tons of things you can get at the market, not just produce.
Oh,
Art, flowers, all kinds of great stuff.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely a whole experience. So.
Sounds wonderful. Now, what is the process of becoming a vendor at the farmers market?
We actually we go through our application process in January of every year. So all of the vendors that are at the market right now, they all applied in January.
Wow.
So it's definitely something you have to plan for. The applications are all reviewed by a board of directors who are all members of the market. So it's almost like a peer review sort of a thing. So they look at the incoming applicants and then decide who would be a good candidate for the market.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, talk with us a little bit about the hours, when the market's open, and what the season is.
So our regular season runs from May through October. The May through October every Saturday morning. And then in November, we have additional markets, and last year they were from 9 to 1. It might be different this year. We'll have to kind of see. That changes a little bit just depending on how things go. But we have had a midweek market in the past, and people have asked about that. We're not planning on doing that this year, but it is something that we might like to do in the future. So something to look out for in the future is the possibility of a midweek market again.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you find that a lot of people come every Saturday? This is kind of their grocery shopping trip for the week.
Yeah, definitely. We end up seeing the same faces over and over again, which is so great, especially when they're coming out when it's snowing or raining or windy. So we really rely on our regular customers and that like really strong core support group from the community. So it's great to see the same people out every week and see them interacting with the farmers that they're buying from, and they really get a friendly relationship with them and end up knowing like what's going on your farm, like what things have been going on for you this week, and it's just really great to see that happening.
It's wonderful.
Now, talk with us a little bit about the importance of not only eating locally, but being able to see your farmer who grew your food right there and have that relationship with them.
Well, I personally have really strong feelings about being connected to the things that sustain me. So this isn't definitely in the realm of like my personal opinion, but I think that it makes you appreciate the things that you have a lot more when you meet face to face the person who put so much effort into this, and then kind of cutting out the middleman in the food community of being able to take that exchange of dollars for food, and it's going directly to the farmer, which means you're directly supporting them and their existence in your community. Beyond those things, shopping local is super important if you care about your carbon footprint and you want your food to have less miles that it's traveled, like in terms of fossil fuels. You know, or you can get to know the person who's growing it and find out about their farming practices, and so you can be selective about who you're supporting. Like, I really want to support someone who grows in this kind of a manner because I care about the land and sustainable farming practices and just people who are invested in my community. And so by getting to know your farmer, you're able to make educated choices about the food that you're eating. And I personally really think the food that we eat is just such a fundamental part of who we are, and it's also a lot of times the thing that brings us together. We eat with our communities, we eat with our families. It's definitely one of the plainest ways that we are interacting and connected with other people. So I think that's really important to foster those relationships.
Absolutely. Now, talk with us a little bit about payment. Do you have to bring cash, or how do people pay for these items?
Well, all of the vendors, I think, prefer cash and small bills. It's a lot easier for them. But we also offer a program at the market where you can swipe your debit card for what we call carrot credit, and those are like market credit, and they're little wooden tokens that you can spend with the majority of the people. So if you show up and you're like, oh man, I completely forgot to go to the ATM or that sort of thing, then there is a way for people to use their debit cards and spend them there. We also offer that option for people who have an EBT card, which is the food stamp program. So if people have those benefits, then they can come and swipe at the market and get tokens for those to be able to spend them at the market.
Awesome.
Great thing.
Well, everybody needs to head out this Saturday, rain or shine or snow. You guys will be there, it sounds like.
Yes, from 8 to 12 on Saturday morning. So, and we just really appreciate everyone who comes out and supports us. So I hope to see you this season.
Absolutely. And we're going to pretend you didn't say snow.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any snow.
Not till November.
That may be more of a thing we worry about later in the year. Right now, hopefully no snow.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a really great place to stop by and visit. Thank you so much for coming in to talk with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.